Okay, here is an original performance by Werner Miller, and I'll add a link in the description below to this effect, as well as a link to his entire library of mathematical card effects. Now, this current routine would work well for one spectator or two. I'm going to assume we have two spectators, spectator A and spectator B, and as you'll see in just a moment, you as the performer will be able to choose ahead of time who is going to come out on top. Now, these Zener cards have been used for many purposes over the decades, but the way that we're going to use them is to compare the degree of luckiness between you two spectators here. Is either one of you intrinsically luckier than the other when it comes to random events in your life? Okay, so as you can see, I have 3 copies of each of the 5 Zener symbols. So we'll go ahead and just set them face down. So maybe turn to spectator A over here and have them tell you how to stack these. Maybe top right, bottom left, center, bottom right, top left. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and just deal them out like this into 3 piles. Turn to a spectator B on your right. Have them tell you how to stack these. The bottom one, top right, top left. That's just fine. From here, you could perform, you don't have to, you could perform a Charlier shuffle. And I can add a link in the description below to teach you this shuffle. It's a great way to mix. Okay? And now we're going to mix the cards thoroughly with input from each of our spectators. So spectator A, I'm going to go ahead and just deal out these cards into 2 piles with random stacking decided by you. How would you like these 2 piles stacked? It is a free choice. You want left on right? Okay. Spectator B, I'll do the same thing. Do you want left on right or right on left? It really is your choice. You want left on right as well. Okay, that's fine. You could have chosen either. And now what I need either one of you to randomly cut this packet and bring to the top a random Zener symbol. Okay, so maybe spectator B, would you like to do that? Okay, so just randomly cut the packet, complete the cut. Okay, do you agree that I did not influence you in any way regarding that cut? You do. Okay. Well, what that has done is it's brought a single card to the very top. Now, we'll set that aside for just a moment here. We'll come back to that. And now what we're going to do is deal out the cards to both of you in a very unusual way. I'm going to deal 1 here, then 1 here, and then 2 to spectator B, 2 to spectator A, and then 2 to spectator B, 2 to spectator A. Okay, and so what that does is it gives each of you a packet of 5 cards. Okay, and so what I need each of you to do, in fact, why don't we have this moved over here so we don't get it confused with the other, or maybe we'll move that up there and these down here. So what I need each of you to do is perform something called the under-down deal. Okay, now I can perform it for you, or if you're able to follow my instructions, that would be fine too. You'd like me to perform it for you. Okay, that's fine. So this is how it works. You put the top card under and then down, under, down, under, down, under, down. Last one goes on top. Okay, that's spectator A. Spectator B, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down, last one on top. Okay, well, it's at this point we're going to discover between the 2 of you who is the luckiest individual. So spectator A, take a look at your top card. Okay, that's interesting. Now take a look at the bottom card of your packet. And depending upon your degree of luckiness, something very surprising will happen. Oh boy, I would say that's a good sign for spectator A. You have just made choices throughout this entire routine that has brought the same symbol to the top and bottom of your packet. Well done. Now, what about spectator B? How did you do? Got a circle. Were you equally lucky? Were you able to bring the same symbol to the bottom? Oh, you were indeed. That is amazing. Very, very good. Well, right now I'd have to say there's a tie between the two of you. You seem to both be very lucky. But if you remember, a random card was chosen at the very beginning, okay? And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was spectator B. Is that correct? If I'm wrong, I apologize for that. But the fact is, I think both of you would have to agree that this was a random selection that no one was controlling. Well, I think this card here may help illuminate the current tie that we have for luckiness between the two of you. Let's just take a look at what card was randomly chosen at the very beginning. Okay, I think the badge of luckiness should go to spectator A. And that's despite the fact that spectator B actually chose this card at the very beginning. That is amazing. Okay, well, sorry, spectator B, you did fairly well with your degree of luckiness, but you could not hold a candle to spectator A. He's pulled out just in front of you. Okay, so how does this work? Well, you do everything that I did. I told you at the very beginning that you, as the performer, get to decide who kind of wins this luckiness contest. So let me just tell you what the secret is there. The person who will finish with a three-way matching of Zener symbols will be the second person that you deal to initially. Okay, so if you remember when I started dealing, we had a card pull off. I haven't reconstructed it, but so we had a randomly cut to card, and then I began dealing, but I dealt to spectator B first. Did you catch that? And then spectator A, and then we go 2 on spectator B's pile, and then 2 on spectator A's, 2 on spectators B's, and then 2 on A. So the second person I deal to, namely spectator A, is going to win out in the end. They're going to have matching symbols, top and bottom, for their pile, but it will match the randomly chosen card at the very beginning, which is just mind-blowing. Okay, so this is a fun effect by Werner Miller. Once again, I'll have a link to it in the description below. So thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.